Alright, good morning. You're watching Tom Trips Out. This is a live stream on my phone. Oh, bubble cart over here. I'm out here super early. It's probably like 6:30 in the morning. But it's really bad overcast, so I was hoping we would catch like a nice sunrise, but look at the sky. It's really hazy and cloudy. But we're most of the way into town now. Like, this is the first beginnings of town, so I've walked all the boring part already. And we're gonna turn right on one of these streets and head towards the beach, the water. And maybe the sunrise looks a little bit better there. But it's so super cloudy today. Holy cow, this car's just been doing loops in one spot here. I'm trying to walk by. Look at this guy. That's all chickens. Did you see that? That's all chicken bodies hanging upside down. Oh, let's go over there. That was my whole plan. That chicken lady just reminded me. There's the big, huge market, the very local market right here, and now it's 6:30 in the morning, so there could be a really morning rush or a nice hustle bustle. Let's see. I forgot because I'm still waking up myself. I started it right here so we could walk down there right now. So that's where that lady with the chickens was driving to. Whatever, you just gotta go for it. It's not that busy yet, it's so early. That's good. And this road still goes down to the beach too. It's the same direction. So I've heard this is a really good local bakery. I'll let you know. The reason I'm out so early today is when I get after this live stream, I'll probably go for maybe not a whole hour, maybe like half hour, 40 minutes. There's like a small business in town where it's these two ladies. I got to find out their story when I meet them now, but as the story goes that I hear, they're Belgium ladies, and they have like a little food truck full of fresh bakery stuff, and it's like European. It's like having a European bakery like on wheels, and they pull up on a place at Riverside and open up the side, and it's only early in the morning, and they even have sausage rolls, and they have all kinds of pastry. We're gonna see. I haven't really seen it, but I heard the sausage rolls are good. So I'm gonna go there and make a video about them, and maybe they can quickly tell me their story or whatever. So it's a cool like European bakery on a little truck or whatever. But maybe, and then as I'm walking home, that bakery we just walked by, the Khmer one right here, that could be maybe near the end of the video, like by comparison. Here's a donut from a local one or whatever. It's on my way home anyway. So this is the big crazy market. I was right, eh? Look, it's starting to get chaos down there. Someone says, do you miss anything about Phnom Penh? Not really. I guess you could find things if you stop and think about it, but it's never enough where it stops me in my day-to-day because it's making me think about it. That never happens. I have to like deliberately stop and try to think of something I miss. There's way more events, obviously. This is like fried bread. I'm actually going this weekend, tomorrow, because I have to pick up my passport. I got my visa renewed and everything, and you can do it from here, but I have a guy in Phnom Penh I know. I'm right in the way. It's a good spot. And they said it was ready like last week, so I said, oh, I'm coming on Friday. And there's a big, there's this thing that's been happening every month called the acoustic battle, and there's one winner every time. And now they have the winners from the last, whatever, 6 months. And they're having a finale, and it's actually this Friday. And a bunch of my friends are going, and so I thought, I'll go to that too. And then Saturday is a big craft beer festival in the park in Phnom Penh during the mid to late afternoon and so I'm thinking of staying on Saturday and going to the beer festival. But I won't sleep over Saturday night. I'll catch an evening van back to Kampot. So I'll go to that beer festival and leave and go straight to the van, straight to the bus thing, and come back here in the evening on Saturday. So I don't have to pay a second hotel. So that's this weekend. And then the weekend after that, just the following weekend, one of my friends is having it's a big house party with artists and musicians can play, and they want me to do a songwriter set because I write songs. And it's in Phnom Penh. This is really crazy right now. Imagine when you go to the riverside in Phnom Penh, if you were to get on a little ferry and cross to the other side of the river. That's where this house party is. So it's going to look way more rural, even though it's just over the river in Phnom Penh, but it starts to look like you're almost in Kampot. So it'll probably be like a very Khmer style house, and they're having a giant house party. There's a Telegram group that has about 60 people that are saying they're coming and stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna make a video, and you have to take a boat to get there. So that'll be a cool video. Like, that's not this weekend, but next weekend. And I'll show like taking the ferry over there and finding this house, and then there'll be a whole setup and cool people, and I'll play an acoustic set. Can't believe we made it through there. Wish it wasn't so cloudy. This would be like a sunrise right now if it wasn't so, it's like thick overcast. I think the live streams look better now because 5G came to Cambodia, or at least to my cell phone provider, Smart. It doesn't show where I live in my house. It doesn't say 5G, but when I get downtown here, then my phone will say 5G on it. Maybe that's helping. Well, we've got people are writing things now. So someone says, when you start getting offers after the TEFL course, can you take your time to pick the school you want? Or is there pressure to pick one of the first few offers? Yeah, no, it's you're the boss of yourself. Yeah, you can take as much time. They might, with the offer might come a deadline. You know, this is the offer, blah, blah, blah. We need to hear from you in 72 hours or we go to the next person in the list. So I guess there is some pressure, but you don't have to answer back like that day or in an hour. Like, you usually have 2 or 3 days. And then if you only needed another 1 day or two, you could maybe email them and tell them why and say, do you mind if I let you know by Friday instead? Because blah, blah, blah. And then maybe you could have another day or two. But yeah, my first thought was there's no pressure, but usually actually I think they give you, we need to hear back in this many. My first offer came like that. It was like, I think it was even short. It might have been 48 hours. Like, you have to get back to us in 48 hours or we go to the next person and offer it to them. But coming out of the course, you get, it's not straight to job offers. You'll get emails for interviews. You'll have to go and interview for spots. So if you could turn down the interview even if it's something you know you don't want, or a location, that's the more likely thing. It's like a location way out there and you're like, holy cow, I don't want to live out there or work there. But a lot of times when it's your first job, you should be a little more flexible. And then once you've worked for 6 months or a year, you can, and during that time you've figured out, oh, I'd way rather be right over there. And then you can like start to target a different place to work after you've had some experience. Okay, we're heading to the water, to the beach. It's like one and a half more blocks and we'll see the beach down here. And then I was saying earlier, I'm making a video about it's like two ladies. We're gonna find out their stories. So, but what I've heard is they're two like Belgian ladies and they have a European bakery in a little truck and they pull up on the riverside over here. After the stream, I'm going to make a proper video there, and I should be finished by about noon. I'll edit it and everything by about noon, and then what I'll do is I'll schedule it so that it'll publish tomorrow in like 24 hours after that. But during that time, I have a members section, and all my YouTube members can sneak peek any of my scheduled videos. So my Tom Trip Out members, they'll be able to see this bakery video the second I upload it. And all the rest of the public, they have to wait till like another 24 hours more, or whatever I decide in there. I'm going to choose like Friday morning my time. And if you want to become a member, there's a link below to see what you get for that. It's $4.99. It's like tons of extra videos, and there's more than 200 sitting there now. So it's a really easy way to help out the channel quickly, but you actually get something out of it yourself, access to all that extra stuff and seeing videos early and all that. All right, we're almost there. There's a few members in the chat too. I saw a few of them are here right now. You'll see a little special icon beside their name. And if you're interested to know how to get started teaching, the links are all below. I'm not going to go on and on for hours about that, but I have a video I just did about a week or two ago all about it. It's basically a government accredited TEFL program. That's a certificate you need to be certified to teach here. And this program, it's the one I took about 3 or 4 years ago. And they have hands-on job support coming out of it, and they're government accredited, so it's really reputable, really legit program. They hold a course every single month. It's a 4-week program, and then you get, coming out of it, it's like within 10 days or so, you're usually found a job and you're working. Links below. If you go for it, just let them know you heard about it from me. They also have a 1-week program if you already have your TEFL, or if you have a plan to get it a different way or a cheaper way, and you show up with your TEFL. They have this 1-week program where you just get a lot of teaching practice and you get to observe teachers, and then they include that job support. Okay, we're almost at the beach. It's these lights right here, the next intersection. All right, we got 22 people in the room. Everybody comment where you're watching from, or oh, a bunch of stuff people are writing here. Hey Tom, thank you for content. What's your favorite breakfast drink to grab walking around? I like iced latte, I guess. Or the other thing, I guess it's the same thing basically, but sometimes on the menu it'll say iced coffee with sweet milk. I've never really seen that in Canada, but Yowza! It's because that's the big bridge right there, so anything big has to use that bridge. Next. So that's the water right there, actually, like where that bridge is. So someone says, too many online companies offering TESOL certificates. I'm very confused. Well, search up AVSE and you could see their rating on Google or their rating on Facebook. You can read people's, like, what do you call that, a testimonial, like their review and on it. Oh, there's a website called Trustpilot, and they like judge businesses or websites to say is it a scam or not, and you could see the rating on there, and they're very high score. So it's none of the others. They'll say, oh, accredited program, but it's not government accredited. So AVSE is a long track record. I think it was since 2013, so they're like 13 years strong. Let's cross here. Get to the beach. Then I'll read all your stuff. I just need to get across. Mary says there's lots of Cambodia information in the member videos. Good morning, Tom. It's freezing in Dallas. Dallas, baby, come on. Someone's watching from New Zealand, Bay of Islands. Someone's in Essex, UK, London, UK, Texas. Here's another one. Hi, I'm Algerian with a master's degree in architecture. I'm doing my TEFL. I have 2 years experience. Can I find ESL job in Cambodia? Is AVSE guaranteed job after? It's in writing. They cannot say guaranteed job because they're not the one like offering you the employment contract. But like it is everyone gets a job every time. There's never anyone that doesn't get a job because they'll keep what they do for you is they reach out to many schools like on your behalf, and they're backing you up basically. It's like having a baked-in reference. It's like your reference is shopping you around. And so you normally in your inbox you'll start to get 2-3 emails saying, hey, we'd like to meet with you on, and you're getting job interviews basically. So you keep getting hooked up with job interviews till you get one. And these schools are asking you for an interview because they want you, they need you, right? So you show up in a nice shirt and you smile and you'll get the job. Like, don't give off a creepy vibe or whatever. Part of it too is if everyone's the same, if they have a bunch of candidates and they're all pretty good, sometimes they'll picture who can we picture ourselves that we want to work with, because all of the existing employees have to spend all day with that person. So if it's like, you know, everyone's gone, all the candidates have gone home, and then they're all talking, all the staff are talking about them. Oh, I really like that third guy was really funny, you should hire him, you know, or whatever. Like, if you make a good impression when you're there, then you could get hired just off you're a person they would like to work with or something. And part of the program, you do teacher demos in classes, like as I said, observing and then getting teacher practice. And it's not all the time, but sometimes these schools that you're doing the practice in, so what I mean by that is they've given you material ahead of time and you come in and take over a real classroom. And you've made a lesson plan. They gave you stuff ahead of time. And the real teacher sits at the back to like observe you. And you run the class for an hour. Look at this beach. I guess that looks pretty nice. Next comment. I didn't go to Cambodia, but I did get my TEFL just before I was supposed to go in October. Next person. Stinking hot up here in the Bay of Islands. long hot summer. Hoping to be in Cambodia by mid-March. Your videos are helpful. Tracy. I'm still hoping to go in the spring. Thanks for the videos. TB, thanks for all your info and advice, man. Coming to Cambodia on Sunday and hopefully moving out permanently next year with my girlfriend. Let's go over here. John Paul, watching from Poland. Do you see yourself going back to teaching anytime soon? Yeah. So would I go and teach again soon? Yeah, for sure. It's the only job I would want to do. But even better is like my own thing totally. Like that's what I'm scraping by now. Able to just do totally my own thing. It's going to be a small window in my life. Like when I get very old, it'll be like, yeah, for those 4 years I did that, you know, and then I was a full-time teacher again for the next 10 years. Like, I think this is a small little, small little section of time in my life where I'm going to be doing this kind of thing, and then I'll be teaching again. Unless if I win the lottery YouTube-wise and it gets big enough that I'm getting paid the same anyway, just only from YouTube, which is tough. I would have to like triple what I have going on. If every video had 3 times as many views at least, and I was posting every 2 or 3 days, always, then it would be maybe okay. So I'm gonna have to teach again. Hey Joe in the PH says, I'm a new subscriber. I'm enjoying your content. Cool. And you might know because you've said you're enjoying it, you've watched it, but this video now I'm just stumbling around with my phone, but I make proper videos with a real camera, and if you don't like this man on the street shakiness, you could watch my actual videos. This is a live stream. If you go to the videos, it's edited and a nice camera and music and actual topics. I'm not just wandering around like aimlessly. They're like each on a specific topic with information, and it's organized in playlists too, everyone. So you don't have to sift through years and years of videos you don't care about. You can look in the playlist and zero in on what you are trying to find. Apartments or hotels or restaurants or the different cities: Siem Reap, Battambang, Kampot, Phnom Penh, Kep, Sihanoukville. There's ones on teaching, and there's ones on like little adventures or places I was exploring or stuff like that. So you can. One of the most popular is like apartments, I think. And I want to see like how much is it and what am I in for? What does it look like? They're making noises like they don't want to be on camera. I guess not everyone's ready to be filmed at like 6:30 in the morning. There's people getting exercise. They just finished this whole promenade like in the last, 4 months. Oh, look, they've added this. I've mentioned this is a foot massage walkway. You're supposed to walk on this with bare feet. It's like rocks. that as you step on it, but now they've added this here. Lowers blood pressure, circulation, reduce stress. And then you have to walk on top of everyone else's foot scales. So someone's asking, how much is the minimum salary? Now this person who's asking what's the salary, I saw you write earlier that you're from Algeria. So if you're from a non-native English speaking country, it's very likely you'll get paid less a little bit. So you could be paid something more like 900 a month instead of 11 or 1200. But that's not guaranteed. If you go in there and they don't look at you any different and you have a great interview and they just give you the same offer as me or whatever, like it's not guaranteed, but it's just highly likely and they go by your passport, not by what your face looks like. So like they'll see your passport and be like right away they're like, oh, we could save money on this, like, because they'll offer you less. The same with people from South Africa sometimes. But again, not all the time. You could bump into someone and they go, that's not true, I make the same as an American. I'm just preparing you that it's likely they'll lowball you when you're not a native speaker, because they know they have something they can chip away at. TB says, what do teachers do over the summer to earn money? You just continue working. It's just the same. You work 12 months around. Same salary. They have summer school and what my school did is you had the option, if you wanted to, you could take the summer off unpaid. And your job's guaranteed back. It's kind of like you're requesting unpaid vacation. I think that's how they do it on paper. So you're still an employee. So you get like 8 weeks unpaid vacation, and then you're back in September, you know? If you wanted to, or you just stayed, you continue working for summer school. And it's like, because they don't need every single person for summer school because it's a lot less students, but so as long as enough teachers stay, then a bunch can take it off. And I've done both. I've worked it and I've taken it off before. But not every school is exactly the same. You might not even have that choice. You might just have to work the summer. And then I think it would be very rare that you would get the summer off and still be paid. Like that's a dream. Seth said there's too much snow where he is to walk around. Over to the Starbucks a little bit ahead, and then we're going to end it pretty soon. I know it's not been a full hour, but I need to make the other video. So the same person asking about the salary is wondering what's easiest for a job offer, Vietnam or Cambodia? That's a good question, because as you know, I can tell you know, AVSE, the program I talk about, they also operate in Vietnam. So you could choose, you could do that program in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam or here. Here's the difference. In Vietnam, you have to have a degree. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that. Didn't you? You said earlier you have a master's. Yeah. Sorry, I'm still waking up. I should have instantly, my own bells should have went off. I should have said Vietnam to you right away. In Vietnam, you have to have a degree, and in Cambodia, you don't. So, because you have all those credentials, that you've worked hard for and paid for, you know what I mean? Vietnam values that regarding your pay. They value that more than here. You'd only get another 100 or 200 more here for that, because they just don't have the same budget. And like in Vietnam, you could get paid a lot more. Like instead of 12 or 13 or 1400 here, you would get who knows, like 20. You'd start at like 18 or 21, like over 2 grand, or could be even higher, 2400. And you said you have the masters, right? So, and actually AVSE, their headquarters is in Ho Chi Minh. And then the one in Phnom Penh is more like a satellite office. So the answer to that question you asked, I think you have a stronger chance in Vietnam because you have all those degree and masters and whatever, and their headquarters is there. They probably have even stronger relationships in Ho Chi Minh. So you could also, if you reach out to AVSC, they'll do a free webcam like chat with you to consult, and you can talk about all that stuff. I think he would say the same. I think Vietnam's better for you. Look at this thing. It's probably electric. And yeah, if you want to help support the channel, there's the $ icon below, or as I said, just try out becoming a member for 1 month and then just quit. It's $4.99, and I have more than 200 little live streams sitting there, things I'm eating and walking around and behind the scenes. And I'm gonna post a video this afternoon that only the members can see, and then about a day and a half later, then it will be public, so they'll get to see it early. About this mobile bakery down the road right over here. I'm about to do that right now. Paul, can't wait for my house to sell so I can move to Kampot. Your videos have been very helpful. Tracy, I have my BA in English. Maybe make a little more over there. Yeah, in Vietnam, if you have a degree, you could make a lot more in Vietnam. It's like 1.5 times more at least. Sometimes it can work differently in Vietnam. I haven't worked there, but like from what I hear, you might split your time up between 2 or 3 schools. So you would be doing like mornings over here, then you have like an hour and a half off, and like a kilometer away you have another school for the afternoon or something, and you get on your little bike and so I think you'll be paid more like hourly from both places, and the per hour is like way more than here. But I'm not again, I've never lived there or worked there, so that's all I know. I can't really speak on that a lot. Yeah, basically I already said that, but if you have a degree, you should more look into Vietnam, and you'll find it's more to your advantage, you know. And you could still do all the stuff I say with AVSE also happens in Vietnam. And like I said, their headquarters is actually there, so in a way that should be almost their stronger place. Like that's where their whole HQ is there. Can't go that way. Gotta try out this boat restaurant too. This is like a new restaurant on a boat here. Someone's asking my top 3 things about living in Cambodia. Number one, like the people and the whole vibe here. Like you just have a, even when I returned from Canada, you just get, your heart fills with love. But that's like the kind of, it's not right for everybody though. But the people who love it here, like me, just have that feeling you can't find anywhere else. And then the really low cost of living, obviously. But you could argue, like Vietnam is even cheaper. Cambodia has to import a lot of things, so everything you buy in Cambodia is like 25 cents, 40 cents, $1 more than Vietnam. Just little amounts, but on everything it adds up. And what else? One more thing. I love like the freedom. Like you can do whatever you want here if you have the drive and sometimes it takes some money, and I just feel like I had a dream and I pushed hard, and you can do anything you want here. Low stress. That's tough to answer right off the bat without thinking about it for a long time. Is it easy to make friends there as an expat? Yeah, it's so easy. Like, there's many expats here. You might picture Cambodia like you're the only expat and it's a bunch of Khmer people, but it's so many expats, especially certain bars are going to be 100% expats in there, and they could be full. Like, on any night you could go and there'll be like 60 expats in a little bar or something, like if you pick the popular place. And everyone's really friendly. It's a lot of the time the vibe will be like, if you see anyone by themselves, it's very common to be like, hey, you just come sit with us, come drink over here, hey, where are you from? And like, because everyone here is like a traveler, or you've experienced like, you know, going around alone or leaving, being somewhere new and new people and stuff. Everyone's really friendly. It's like hippie friendly people, you know, usually. And there's so many clubs and programs I find, like whatever you're into, there'll be like a chess club or book club, or there's, for me, I went to open mics and musicians and stuff, and shows, and there's like language exchange. There's people do poker and card games. They'll meet up once a week, or billiards or ping pong, and they different bars will do it, and they'll have the tournament at different places every week, and so little events and little tournaments and stuff get set up, and there's always, like, what I mean by that, there's always something to get involved in, and you make friends that way. Yeah. Sometimes, especially in Kampot, you have to be open to being friends with any age. Like I jam with this piano guy, and he's about 72, I think. Who cares? Like, just, let's all like jam and hang out. Because in Kampot especially, it's a lot of retired guys. So when I have buddies that are at the bar or whatever, they're most of the time older guys. But I guess I'm an older guy too, if you, relative to like a 22-year-old. I'm turning 42 months. The big 40. Wonder what I'm going to do for that. Oh, there's that bakery I want to go to. There's always a lineup, they say. All right, maybe I'll end it off here. I don't know what else to talk about. So go explore the rest of my channel. There's playlists. You could find what you want to see really easy, and leave a like and help me get a wave on the algorithm. And subscribe for free at least. It's in a very active channel. It's free to subscribe. I'll be posting this bakery video today, but for the first day and a half or so, it'll be private only for members, and then it'll go public on Friday. So try out the membership if you want. It's just $4.99. Just quit after 1 month. I don't get mad or anything. Any little bit is great. Oh, a few more questions I'll answer and then I'll get out of here. Was it easy to find teaching jobs in Kampot compared to PP? Well, I'm not a teacher anymore. I only do YouTube and I play in bands. So I'm just a video creator and a bass player. And I do singer-songwriter too. It would be much harder to find a job in Kampot. It's a very tiny town and I don't know exactly, but I would say there's probably 3 schools in the whole thing, or maybe 3 or 4. And in Phnom Penh, there's like hundreds of schools. So it's just, they're not, in Kampot, it's like, if they're not hiring, they're not hiring, you know, and then. So Kampot is a place usually where the rest of Cambodia, they're saving up their money and waiting for the holiday, waiting for the long weekend. And this is where they'll come for their holiday. So it's more like a place people come on their vacation in Kampot, or any long weekend or holiday weekend. And then also, it's people retire here. And then there's the other way young people are here is if they start their own bar or start their own guest house. And then there's digital nomads like me. So it's mostly old people. And then any long weekend, this place gets packed because people work away in the city dreaming about, oh, I can't wait till April when I go to Kampot. And I loved it. I would always do that too on my long weekends, and I loved Kampot. And I just thought, why don't I just move here if I'm not teaching anymore? So that's the little bakery on wheels there. Craig says, I've traveled alone in Cambodia and he made lifelong friends and he catches up every time he goes. Yeah, it's a wonderful place. Kingdom of Wonder. TB, was it tough to get used to the bugs, cockroaches, rats? You don't deal with rats. You'll see at nighttime if you're walking and you hear a scuffle behind a dumpster, then you know there was a rat under there, but you don't like see rats all the time. But yeah, man, you have to sometimes man up. Like I'll be at home and a big giant bug is just on my floor or something, like just walking around or something, or like it's I don't know what you would call it, like a big giant beetle or something, and it came up the drain or it came in through the window, and it basically, to give you an idea of what it looks like, it's like what we all think a big cartoon of a cockroach or something, but imagine so big that it's not like when you see on the movies in New York City and there's a dirty apartment with 1,000 little, it's not like that. It's like just one enormous, and it looks kind of like a cockroach, and now you're standing there looking at that, and it's in your bedroom. Like. So you have to either catch it and throw it outside, or you have to get a shoe and smash it and then clean up the floor. Like. You just have to like take a deep breath and deal with it. That's it. I have a lot of experience in Canada, like camping and being outdoors, but more like in a forest in Canada, not here. But so I'm a little bit okay with like killing a bug or this or that, because from camping outdoors. But it's a different ball game out in the jungle here. Like, Fleck, morning from CM Reap. All right, I'm gonna end it off soon. Oh, I just got a low battery message too. It's a sign. They're gonna run out of stuff too. It's getting close to 7 now. I don't know how late they go. I think I'm still fine now. They got a lineup. There's like students and kids lining up to buy stuff too. Flex says teachers teach over the summer to earn money. Joe, hey Tom, what does teaching pay per hour in dollars per hour? Can you choose your own hours or do? Well, when you get a job here at like an international school, you don't choose your own hours. It's like going. You show up at 7:30, you leave at 4:30. It's just full days. That's what most people's job is when you're a teacher. You work at an international school, 40 hours a week, just full days, but you're not teaching a class every single hour. You have spare periods throughout the day. So in a full day of 8 periods, you might only teach 3 or 4. And the other periods, you go back to the teacher lounge and you mark stuff, or you create a lesson plan, or you do your stuff. So what you were just asking sounds more like if you were a private teacher and you found individually your own students, then you could schedule them whatever hour you want. I don't know how else you could, like, how can you pick your own hours when it's the student that decides when they're available? You know, you don't decide when you're available. Like, if you want to work, you have to be able to teach when the student is available, because they'll just choose a teacher that's available when they need it. Like, the student's not going to be flexible for you. You know what I mean? But there's some platforms, if you teach online, you can set your availability, or you set a calendar of the times and dates you're free, and then you could maybe set it how you like. But if it's during a time when students aren't free, you won't get many bites, probably, right? Like, people requesting you. And probably the best time is our time, or China time, like 5 p.m. till 4 p.m. till 7 or something, like in the evenings, right? Because they got to do their normal school first, or their normal job, and then in their spare time, they have a little window of time where you could be their tutor. Yeah, and hold on. Yeah, and sorry, I'm looking back to everything you asked. Yeah, and per hour, usually you get paid, in the thing I was talking about at international school, it's by the month. You only get paid once at the end of the month. For example, my first offer, I was getting $1,250 a month, $1,250. So you work for the whole entire month, and then you get a paycheck for the whole month. You don't get paid every week or anything. So then you would have to go and divide all the hours and figure out what that is per hour. And I did that before. It's something around $9 an hour for that monthly salary. But again, half the time you're sitting doing nothing, like I said. If you looked at only the teaching hours and you did that math, it's about $12.50 an hour. But you're expected to stay at the school, so I count all the time, so it ends up being like $9 an hour. And if you go privately online, you could make more, like 12, 15, 20 an hour or more. Sky's the limit. Online, it's just, it's tough to find all the students and stuff sometimes. Yeah. See, people are corroborating what I'm saying, or whatever that word is. Because I just said online you could make 15, 20 an hour, up to that much. And if you extrapolate that out into a month, look what these people are saying. Someone says, I teach online, I've made around 1,700 so far this month, and we still have a few days left in the month. Right? So that goes along with my, you're probably making something like 15 an hour then, or around there, depending how many hours and all that. But Flex says for him it's about 18 an hour. But then later in the year he's got to do the tax off that. Yeah, Joe says understand. Yeah, I did. There was a time I have taught online before. He was asking because he thought I taught online. What it was is I was working for actual tutor centers that were physical in-person places, but the students had the choice to go get taught online if they wanted to. So, and a lot of them would. So I was working for a real school, but the students would choose to do it online. So I would just stay home and do it on my laptop. And I was getting, what was I getting? I was getting 15 an hour, I think. Oh yeah, the first job was 15 an hour, and then the next one I was getting 18 an hour. I've done it at 2 different places before. But so I say 18 an hour, but I had 2 students when I was doing that. So imagine, and you see them twice a week each. So it's not like it adds up to that much money, but for that hour, they're valuing me better. You know what I mean? My time. Playboy Blue says it takes around 2 to 3 months to gain a reasonable amount of students. Yeah, but it's worth it once you have it built up, because they're saying you have more freedom, you can make more money, and you work less. Yeah. And then on whatever platform, you're building up a nice track record too. It'll look like this teacher's been here for this many years, and you have a high rating and people like him and stuff. And then it's easier to get even more students after you've been there longer. Okay, I've gone way longer than I wanted to, but I'm glad you guys are here and participating in the chat. It helps out instead of just a ghost room. I got to get started on this video. So yeah, check out the description box. There's lots of info in there and links to check out. Consider becoming a member. Find a video you want to and press the like button or share any one of them. Help me catch a wave on the algorithms. I just posted one a couple days ago where I went around and I bought clothing for like $2 a shirt off a local thing, and then I got local food in that video. That was just yesterday or 2 days ago. So go find that video. And that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. And until next time, remember, how you spend your days is the way you spend your life. It's never too late to start tripping out.